Good afternoon. My name is Phil, and as I understand it, we are by the Big Darby Creek outside of Columbus. I've come today to introduce the concept of something called Tibetan Ayurveda. It is a medical practice from the nation of Tibet, and the word Ayu means life, Veda means light or science. Ayurveda is the ancient medicine of the East. And how I came to learn it is, as you notice, I'm wearing a robe. When I was a baby, I was chosen to be a monk and ordained in my grandfather's dojo by the age of 14. This is called my habit, and in specific, this particular robe is called a kukula. It is a formal monk's robe, and since I don't have an order that I'm in or anything, I decided to design my own. It has a hood, which functions as a place to carry things, but when I die, the hood becomes a shroud, and I would be buried just like this, with the shroud over my face, my hands folded like so. And today, we are going to talk a little bit about diabetes treatment. I've been diabetic for nearly 20 years, and I still don't take insulin. And in Tibetan Ayurveda, there is something called panchakarma. These are what are known as the 5 actions for cleansing away bad karma, or cleansing away disease of the body. They are purging of the nasal cavities, vomiting, bloodletting, enema, and purgatives. Today I'm going to do something called puja, spelled P-O-O-J-A-H or P-U-J-A. It is a bath in a creek that basically will constrict my muscles that will allow me to purge toxins. What I'm going to do is lift off my kukula now, and whenever a monk is working or doing something, he rolls up the robe and ties it around his waist, sort of like this. And what I'm going to do today, as I said, is a purgative technique with the burning of brown fat. I'm going to disrobe down to my underwear, and I'm going to go into the water briefly and just let the cold water hit my body, which will in turn squeeze out the muscles and any toxins of the bad blood. When I do come out, I may look a little bit cyanotic, which means blue, but it will be fine because I will have purged, and later on I will eliminate those via the urine and the stool and so on, those toxins. I usually first begin the ritual by reciting the mantra of the Medicine Buddha mantra. He is also known as Bheshajya Guru. Like we've got the blue star of life in the west, the Medicine Buddha is to the east. He sits in meditation, and his chant goes something like this. Seyanta Om Bekanze, Bekanze Yamaha Bekanze, Ranza Samungate Soha. You chant that 7 times, and the words basically mean up, up, up and away with disease and its causes. Now, in Tibetan Ayurveda, disease is believed to be called by neurosis or mental mindsets, negative mental mindsets. Tibetan Ayurveda also states that we are born sick, and as we live out our incarnations, we come to health. When I was ordained as a monk, I was given a tulku, which is T-U-L-K-U, or U, tulku. Tulku is the Tibetan word for incarnation. When my grandfather chose me as an infant, he believed that I was the Tibetan incarnation of the Medicine Buddha and that I would grow to be a healer, which is a vow that eventually I would take. The color of the Medicine Buddha is the color of lapis lazuli, or blue, for healing. And with this, I will continue my process of going into the water. A little bit of deep breathing training is used to prepare for the technique. And of course, I brought aqua socks. And I'm going to now disrobe myself down to the briefs. And by the way, it's roughly 45 degrees Fahrenheit out here today. Some would say a little too chilly for the process, but this is perfect. I stood to speak to you on the bank, because of the fact that my body is acclimating to the air temperature, which will help me acclimate to the water temperature a little bit better. We are going to shoot the entire video. My friend Sean is shooting now so that you would see that I'm really going in the water, number one, that it isn't fake. And I think it's an honor to have somebody along with me to shoot the video. Perhaps a pause of silence while Now, I believe these techniques in Ohio would be little known. Let me get the jeans off next. Oops. So part of this will be silent because I'm preparing to go in. Yes, this foot has always been cyanotic from some abuse I faced as a boy. Not only from diabetic complications, but that would be an entirely different session of things. Let's see. May I ask you, Sean, to hold on to my glasses while I find my spot in the water? This looks like a good place to start in. We got a good depth. Oops. Need to keep my footing. Keep my wits about myself. Getting a little bit troublesome on the diabetic feet. Now, I will sit down. As soon as I get my bearings. I am in puja. See? Then you take small, frequent dips. I'm having a little trouble getting out with the rocks. But now, it doesn't take much, and as you can see, I'm not shivering because of the training that I've had to do it. Just a brief bath will indeed squeeze the muscle tissue and bring out the toxins. And that is just kind of phase one of the bath. And I may do this several more times. I don't know if you want to keep shooting or not, but I'll just stand here for a second. As you can see, I'm good and steady. Not sure of the water temperature, but I am good and steady with it, and I may go in like once or twice more, and as you can see, I immersed head and all to be able to get the experience of the purgative effect. It can be quite refreshing, and some might say to me, well, don't you shiver? Well, the fact is, no, not really. I guess I'm kind of used to it. It's something I do for medical purpose. Give me just a minute to acclimate. So what do you think of all this, Sean?
Very unique.
Okay.
Very unique. I live and learn.
Kind of a new concept, huh?
Yes.
Yet very old.
Although I have swam in cold waters, I've never medicinally applied it to myself.
Never used them, okay, for yourself. Yes. Okay. Another minute or so, I'll head back in for a second one. Now, my feet are numb from the neuropathy with diabetes, so that's why I have a little bit of trouble stumbling, but still, I do not insulin control, I diet control. Now back in I go. For a second round. Oh. All right, I am in the water. Sitting down, head under, up again. coming out. Ah. And as you can see, no shivers. And I feel that at this point that might be enough for today. Just due to the water temperature, the running of the water in the air, I think 2's enough.